is equal to array of 0. Temp is equal to array of 0. What is the meaning of that? 0th index value I'm taking and I'm storing into temp value. Now, can I do like this? Array of 0 is equal to array of length minus 1. Array dot length, yeah. So just I'm writing this. Array dot length minus 1. If I do this, what will happen? Can you tell me? Last index value will be stored into 0th index. Then where is the 0th index value? Am I directly overriding? I'm taking a backup and I'm overriding. We are taking a backup. Where I am taking the backup? Temp variable. See here. Temp is equal to array of 0. So that means here 15th value is stored into temp variable. Then when I do array of 0 is equal to array of array length minus 1. Last index value, now this value will be replaced with the 4. This value will be replaced with the 4. In the temp variable, 15 is available. Then what should I do now? Array dot length minus 1 is equal to temp. That means what is happening? In place of the 4, I am taking 15. You understand? This is called swapping. What is the meaning of swapping? From one index, I am taking the value. I am replacing that value with the another value. Whatever the value backup I have taken, I am sending that to the reverse location. So lot of logical thinking is required. So that this is the most difficult part in the programming. Sorting, searching. Did you hear a concept called bubble sort, merge sort, selection sort, insertion sort, heap sort? There are so many sortings are available. These are the problems. People will feel programming is difficult. In every interview, they are going to ask on sortings. How to sort the data with the proper time complexity, with the proper space complexity. So how many of you are not able to understand this logic now? Just 3 lines of code. These 3 lines of code, how many of you not able to understand? Come on. How many of you not? Just look at that code. If you can understand this logic, most of the sorting techniques we can learn. Yeah, if I write the loop, people will get confused. If I take that loop now, people will get confused. Just I want to give them the overview. Only one value I am swapping. कर सकते हैं. You mean to say without a temp variable? That is not possible here. If you have just a normal program without loop, you can swap it. But in the arrays, temp is mandatory here. Without a temp, you can't swap it. Just look at the code. Observe carefully. Understand carefully. Here, this is my original array. Let me take like this: 15, 8, 9, 2, 11 and 4. This is my original array. Let me take the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are indexes. Or let me give like this. 0th index to 5th index values are available. Now, if I want to reverse this, what should happen is the value which is available in the last position should come to this position. The value which is available in the first position should go to last position. That is called swapping. Understand? Here, this value should come to this position and this value should go to this position. Understand? This value should come to this position and this value should come to this position. So that is called the reverse, or we can say it is a swapping. How can we do this? First, let us take the first value. Suppose fourth value I am storing in the first value. Suppose, for example, if I do like this, array of 0 is equal to array dot length minus 1. I can store it. Last value coming to first position. But what is the problem here? In this line, there is a problem. It is overriding. We are losing the first index value. Last index value is coming to first index. But first index is going to that location or not? After this line is executed, my array will become like this. In the first index, 15 will be deleted. In the first index also, 4 will be available. Are you guys getting my point? So this line is very danger. What this is doing? It is updating the first 0th index value. It is taking the last index value. It is replacing that value which is available in the first index. So 15 is gone. We lost our data. Last index 4 is already available as it is. I just taken the value from the last index. I have stored it into first index. Can you read this? Array of 0 is equal to array dot length minus 1. Array dot length minus 1 means it will become as 5, or it will become array of 5. This line of code will become array of 5. Array of 5 will give me 4. Okay? Then array of 0 is equal to array of 4. What is happening now? Array of 0 is equal to array of 4. That is the code we have written. Array of 0 is equal to array of 4. So when this is happen, what will happen? When this line is executed, what is happening? Array of 5. Array of 0 is equal to array of 5. Fifth index value I am retrieving and I am initializing into 0th index. 4 will come. 4 will sit in the first position. That means the 0th index position. Then what about 15? We lost it. So here, before storing this value in this position, first I need to take this value back up. How can I take that value back up? I am taking integer temp is equal to array of 0. Now, 15 value stored into temp variable. After storing the 15 value into temp variable, if this line is executed, do I have any problem? Now? Why there is no problem? Because 0th index value already stored into my temp variable. After storing the 0th value in the temp variable, I am replacing the 0th value from the last index value. Okay. 4 came and 4 sitting in the 0th position. this actual zeroth position value available in the temp variable. Now what should I do? Should I send this temp variable value to last index or not? Yes. Can I do like this? Can I do like this? Yes. Which value I should send to the last index now? Whatever the value available in the 0th position before replacing, that value I should send to last position. Where is that original 0th position value? Temp variable. Now can I do like this? Temp is equal to, not temp, array dot length minus 1. Array of length minus 1, that is the index. That is the index is equal to temp. What this line is doing? It is simply storing temp variable value into array last index position. Understand my point? Whatever the value is available in the temp variable value, it is just storing in the last index. So this line, this line of code is taking 0th value, keeping in the temp variable. This line taking the last index value, storing in the 0th position. This line taking temp variable value, storing into last position. With that, what happened? Just swapping. Last index value came to first position, first index value sent to last position. So only one element is swapped. When one element is swapped, this 4 is removed from here. In place of the 4, 15 came. In place of the 4, 15 came. One value is swapped. Then what should I do next? What is the next step now? What is the next step now? Forget about the loop. We'll come to the loop. Forget about it. So with this, one element swapping is completed. One element swapping is completed. Now, which element I need to swap? First, this index value should come to here. That index value should come here. Observe carefully. Whatever the line I am taking now, purple color line I am taking, this index value should come to this index. Fourth index value should come to first index. First index value should go to fourth index. Okay. Fourth index value should come to first index. First index value should go to fourth index. Okay. Now, what we will do now? Temp is equal to array of 1. Why I am taking array of 1 value into temp variable? Because I want to replace the one index value. Before replacing, I am taking a backup. Who is acting as our backup? Temp. Temp is acting as our backup. Temp is equal to array of 1. In the first index, whatever the value available, stored into temp variable. Then what I will do? Array of 1. Array of 1 is equal to array of array dot length minus 2. When I give array of length minus 2, it will become what? Array of 4. That means fourth index value coming into first index value. Then where is the original first index value? Temp variable. Can I send the temp value to this location now? How can I send it? Array of 4 is equal to temp. Array of 4 is equal to temp. Now do you understand how swapping is happening? If you understand this swapping, then most of the sorting techniques will become easy. That bubble sort, merge sort, there are so many sortings are available in the programming to sort the data. Now, my next requirement will be sort the array in the ascending order. You need to sort the array in the first we will complete this reversing. After that we will go for sorting, ascending or descending. Are you able to understand these two blocks of code? Yes. What is happening in the first block? zeroth index value replacing with the last index value replacing with the zeroth index. What is my second block is doing? First index value is stored into fourth index value is storing into first index. Now what is the next step? What is the next step? Can you tell me the code? What should be done now? What should be done now? Third index value should come to second index. Then second index value should go to third index. How can we do that? Can you tell me? How can I do that? Can you tell me? Temp is equal to array of 2. What is this temp is equal to array of 2? Second index existing value I'm storing into temp variable. Then after array of 2 is equal to array dot length minus 3. What is the meaning of array dot length minus 3? Array of 3. Array of 3 means this value I'm storing into this index. After that now array dot length, that means that will become 3. 3 is equal to temp. 3 is equal to temp. If this code is executed, then our array will be reversed. If this code is executed, our array will be reversed. But is this code acceptable? Is this code acceptable? Why? There is no space complexity, there is no time complexity, but there is a duplicate code. Yes, right. So here, am I writing any loop? First of all, look at this. This is my array. I am trying to reverse it. For that, I am doing the swapping. I am not writing any loop. I am not creating any new array. Existing array, I am just swapping the data. By using this logic, you can reverse it. No time complexity, no space complexity. But there is another problem. There is another problem. What is that problem? If you see here, temp variable, array, temp, array, temp, array. What I am doing? The code is repeated. The code is repeated. Instead of writing same code 3 times, can we use a loop? Whatever the code I am executing separately, can we execute that code by using a loop? Yes, but here you need to understand one concept. Here, one value is increasing. If you observe this, value, array of 0, array of 1, array of 2. So, in this second line, in every section, second line index is increasing. Second line index is increasing. And here, second line, left side part is increasing and right side part decreasing. So, can I do this swapping with one loop? With one loop, can we achieve that? One variable value should increase, another variable value should decrease. You got the class. Are you able to decode the problem now? Are you able to decode the problem? We have to take the last index value, we should store into first index. We should take the first index value, we should store in the last index. Last but one index we have to take it, we have to store it here. This value should be stored here. This value should come here, this value should go here. My arrow directions will give you full clarity now. What value should be stored where? What value should be stored where? So, if I give the numbering for this logic, first, this is step 1, last index value coming to first index value should go to the first index value should go to the last. That is the one step. I am getting the value from here, I am storing here. This value I am storing here. Then, third step, what is happening? This value coming and storing here, this value coming and storing there. And here, this is the fifth step, and this is my sixth step. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2 should happen at a time. 3, 4 should happen at a time. 5, 6 should happen at a time. Can you understand this circle? Yeah, look at that. Teaching data structures is very difficult, man. The magic is there in the second line only. Array of 0 is equal to array of length minus 1. Array of 1 is equal to length minus 2. Array of 2 is equal to length minus 3. So you understood, right side array index is increasing, left side array index is decreasing. Right side array index is increasing, left side array index is decreasing. Three blocks of code I have written to swap it. But if anybody look at that code, they will slap you. Why? Because duplicate code we should not write. Same code I am trying to write, same code I am executing. Instead of writing the same code, you need to use a loop concept. That code we need to keep inside a loop. So I will take two loops. One is outer loop, another one is a inner loop. Yeah, we can do with that. So here I am taking a loop. I value we are going to take. I is equal to 0. Yes, I is equal to 0 we are going to take here. Then length minus I. So here length minus I is equal to temp. Length minus 1 minus I, again we need to write the I. If you want to do with one loop, minus I minus 1. Minus 1 minus I. I value will increase, this value is going to increase. This left side value, I'm getting confused. Minus 1, correct. One minute, let me write it, then I will get the clarity. Sorry? Okay, fine. See here now, I'm not taking this loop. Okay, let me take temp value. Integer temp is equal to 0. Then now we are going for temp is equal to array of one minute. Integer I is equal to 0, I less than array dot length comma I plus plus. Now what I will give here? Temp is equal to array of I. Then what will happen in this? Array of 0. That means the first value is stored into temp value. Okay. Then array of I is equal to array of array dot length minus 1 minus I. Array of I means array of 0, length minus 1, 6 minus 1, 5, 5 minus 0, 5. That last index value storing into first position. First position value already available in the temp variable. Then temp variable value we should store into array of array dot length minus 1 is equal to temp. Array of array dot length minus 1 minus I is equal to temp. Let's try this first. Java C array demo.java. 1 minute. Here I have taken array. It is a for each loop just to print the data. Array demo.java, java space array demo. 15, 8, as it is printing, man. Temp is just a temporary variable, no incrementing. We are not incrementing. That is just storing the variable, right? Now let me do the dry run. Let me do the dry run once. Observe. Integer I is equal to 0, I less than array dot length I plus plus. Array of I means this value we are taking, we are storing into temp variable. Then array of array dot length minus 1 minus I. 6 minus 1 it will become 5. So array of 0 is equal to array of 5. That means 4 value will come to first position. Then array dot length minus 1 minus I 5. Array of 5 is equal to temp. Whatever the data available in the temp variable, storing in the last position. Then I value incremented. I value incremented. After incrementing this I value, array of 1. Array of 1. What is the meaning of array of 1? This code is executing. This code is executing. Array of 1 stored into temp variable. After storing in the temp variable, array dot length minus 1 minus I. So this will become 5 minus 1. I value. From 0 it became 1, right? From 0 it became 1. So here it will become 4. Fourth index value storing into first position. Then array dot length minus 1 minus I 4 is equal to temp. Temp value went to last but one position. Then I value will become 2. Say third iteration. In the third iteration I value is becoming 2. So temp is equal to array of 2. Array of 2. So that second index position value is coming, storing in the temp. Then after array dot length minus 1 minus 2. Array dot length is 6 minus 1, 5, 5 minus 2, it will become 3. Third index value is storing into second index. Now temp value is storing into third index. That means this value went into third index. That's fine. Then I value became swapping is happening and again it is doing the swapping. That's why the array is not changed. Once the half of array swapping is completed, we have to stop it. Once half of the array swapping is completed, we have to stop it. Stop, not swap, stop. Now try this. Java C space array demo dot Java. Then Java space array demo. Suppose now, if we take it, how many values I have taken? 6 values, even. If I take one more value, will it swap properly? If you take even number of length array, then only this logic is going. Now try this. Java C array demo dot Java, Java space array demo. 7, 4, 11, 2, 9, 8. Worked, right? Working. I mean, yes, sir. Even if I take the another value here, suppose for example, if I take 7, 2 no need to swap na. That is the middle value, pivot value. 2 is going to become the middle value. So this 7 will go to 15, 15 will go to that position. This value will come here. 2 will be the center element. For the center element, swapping is not required. For the center element, swapping is not required. For both even and odd, it is working fine. Sorry? Yeah, it's perfect now. So there are multiple ways to do the swapping, guys. So this is one of the technique, and creating another array, that is one of the technique. So you should be very careful what kind of loop we are writing and how the loop counter is increasing and how the loop counter is decreasing. Now, let's understand this logic once. Just you need to understand these 3 lines of code. The 3 lines of code is doing the magic. Earlier, we have done that 3 lines of code in 3 parts. Part 1, part 2, part 3 to swap the elements. Instead of writing this code 3 times, how many times we are writing the code now? We are writing only 1 time. How many times this loop will execute? Let me take this array once again. Let me show you. Right, guys. So here, when I take this array, there are, how many boxes are there? 7 boxes are there, 7 indexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 boxes are available. Let me store my data. 15, 8, 9, 2, 11, 4, 7. Indexes. So let me represent the indexes with a different color. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. So these are the indexes of our array. So this loop, this array, we are trying to swap. When we are doing the swapping, first time, this value is coming and storing here, right? This value is going and storing here. That I think I should give some bigger one. How many iterations completed? 1 iteration completed. In 1 iteration, what we are doing? We are taking first index value, storing in the temp variable, and we are taking last index value and storing in the first index, and we are storing the temp value, storing in the last index. Here, first index value I am storing into temp variable. This one, last index value stored in first index. So here what I have done? First index value stored into temp variable. Here what I have done? Temp value stored into last index. Here I am taking first index value, I am storing into temp variable. Here I am taking last index value stored into first index. Here temp value stored into last index. 1 iteration completed. Next we need to go for second iteration. What we need to do in the second iteration? Got it. Fifth index value should go to first index. First index value should go to fifth index. Fifth index value going to first index. First index value going to fifth index. So that loop is already available. Now, second iteration completed. Then what about third iteration? Fourth index value will go to second index. Second index value is going to fourth index. How many iterations completed? 3 iterations. Now, here we are giving the condition as array dot length by 2. What is our array length here? Array length is what? 7 by 2. Array 7 by 2. So, is 7 completely divisible by 2? No. So, here 2 3s are 6. There is some remainder. But are we bothering about the remainder? No. It will become 3. So, that means how many times my loop is going to execute? My loop is going to execute only 3 times. When the loop executed first time, 6th index value stored to 0th index, 0th index value stored to 6th index. When the loop is executed for second time, 5th index value stored to first index value stored to 5th index. Then the loop is executed third time. When the loop is executed, fourth index value stored to second index value stored to fourth index. Are we touching the third index value? Are we touching the third index value? So do we need any loop iteration for third index, or we don't need any loop iteration for third index? We don't need any loop iteration. Why? Because it is the center element. My array length is a odd number. If my array length is even number, in 3 iterations it will complete. If we have 6 elements, in 3 iterations it will complete. If I have 8 elements in the array, it will become 4 iterations. If I have 9 elements, 4 iterations. If I go for 9 elements, center element no need to swap. So left side 4 element, right side 4 elements will be swapped. Center element will be available as it is. If I take my array with 10 numbers, how many iterations it is going to happen? 5 iterations. When you have even number, it is going to do the iterations for all the numbers. When you have a odd number, center element will be left as it is. The right side elements, left side elements are going to swap with this loop. Got my point? So here, this is just for printing. This should not be considered. This loop is just for printing. Do we need to consider this loop? We should not consider this loop. How many loops are there? Only one loop. How many arrays are created? Only one. What is time complexity? Best or not? Best, because how many loops are? If you write one loop inside another loop, time complexity is going to increase. If you create another array, space complexity is going to increase. I am not writing 2 loops. I am not creating another array. This is the best solution to reverse the array. First time, what is the code you have written? For loop from last to first. It took 1 hour to understand how to reverse the array. It is just like a swapping. Good, look at this.